Yeah, I'm back again quick. I decided to make a video about the injustice that was done to me. It's like I said in previous videos, my kid's father has been involved in a lot of things to come against me to have me a certain way with the abuse and him using lawyers and officers and things like that to come against me in the worst way. This person was doing a whole lot of things and he was able to hide the corruption of what he was doing because of the people that he had connections to. And I started to believe that they made this person an officer, but I'm not sure. But he have officer friends. I have officers that's in my family, and I continue to say that. But when I say officers, they know who I'm talking about. They know I'm not talking about the good officers, the ones that actually do the right thing when it comes to my situation. But they be trying to put me in fear because when you talking about officials and stuff like that, people get scared and stuff like that. I know that it's good officials, that's helping me on my behalf. I don't know about nobody else, but I know that it's good officials that's helping me on my behalf. Now, because when I was living in Birmingham, this person was able to break into my apartment, do things what he wanted to do, whatever, and then he'll leave before they could even get there. And sometimes would take me with him before they get there or lead them on a high speed chase. Like I've been through a lot, y'all. And they made this person look like he was just God's gift. They gave my children to his mother, even though he had a long rap sheet, but his mother didn't have a long rap sheet. So they told him to make sure he was not living in the same household as them, and he'll be able to get my children and other things. But this person have done a whole lot of things, and I always was in question about what happened with certain cases when I got hit on Green Springs Highway. I got hit. I was 18 years old at the time. This was in 2004. I had just had my son, all that stuff like that, and I was working. No, it was no, was it 2000? It was 2005. I was on my way to work, and I was working at Publix at the time. I was on my way to work or whatever, and I got hit from behind. When I got hit from behind, the officer took a statement. He did everything that he was supposed to do, and he told us because it was a lot of people that was in the in line that had got hit by this person because this person is like they was going real fast and they said that something happened to their brakes to where they slid into one car slid into the other car, and the other car slid into another car and slid into my car, and I had to stay there. They said no, stay there, stay here, don't go anywhere. They gave us cards, got our statements and stuff like that, and they told us that they was going to send us a court date so we can address the situation in court or come down and give a statement and all that stuff like that, and we can go forward with it. I went to work or whatever, and I told my boss that. Well, no, I didn't go to work. I had to call off, and I had to actually go to the hospital because my neck was hurting me real bad. I wasn't going to go, but my neck was hurting me real bad because of the jerk, the way I jerked, because it was unexpected. So the way I jerked or whatever, I went and got a report done and all that stuff like that to make sure everything was okay. They had to put my neck in the neck brace, but that's his name is Mark. The person that I was working for was named Mark or whatever, and I told him that my doctor said that I need to be on bed rest and I cannot go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. He was like, if I don't show up at work, then I'll be fired. And I was like, okay, well, this is a health situation or whatever. But I showed up anyway. I just went against the doctor's order on me just taking a rest at home. I went on the doctor. I mean, I went over the doctor's orders or whatever, and I went to work anyway. And I was just about to get off and stuff like that. And as soon as I was like, it was like an hour or two before I could get off. He came to me and was like, "You can go ahead on and go home now." And I just broke down crying because I'm like, this man really pushed me into having to work, knowing that I was in pain and I had just got out of an accident, and I explained this to him or whatever. But I'm not gonna even go there. It was just a lot surrounding my situation, a whole lot of things. I just felt like this person was behind so much stuff. It just didn't make no sense to me. But he was like, "You can go ahead on and go home and stuff like that." I went home or whatever, but I never did return because of it because it was just too much for me. But I wasn't worried about it. I later got a job at Exotic Wings, but I was wondering why I never did get no mail. The court they never showed up, none of that stuff like that. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they just decided that it wasn't important to go forward with. Maybe they seen something that, I wasn't well educated when it comes to things like that, the legal situation. But I felt like my kid's dad was behind a whole lot of things, because if the officer is telling me that he's going to reach out or whatever, and he's going to send documents through the mail and stuff like that so we can address the situation, I never got anything. So that's either telling me that my kid's father stole the paperwork. He did something with it. I don't know what he did with it, but they never did talk to me. It was a lot of things that my kid's father have done behind my back and covered up. He covered all these things up, what he have done against me when it comes to my situation. I don't know how, well, yes, I do, because he know higher people in higher places. Like I said, lawyers and officers and stuff like that, to be able to cover things up and all that stuff like that. He did a lot. I don't even see how these people haven't, set him down in jail somewhere with all the stuff that he have done. I don't know if they want me to. I don't even know how to go by, getting help when it comes to a situation like that, because that's like identity theft. When somebody is collaborating with other people behind your back, pushing pins when it comes to you, family, I don't care if it's family members. Just like I said, all these people decided to get together and come against me, my family members, and also other people, who they had joined in on this situation. It was a lot of people. Do you hear me? A lot of people involved in this. That's why I felt like I couldn't get the help that I needed. But they made it seem like I couldn't get the help that I needed because I wasn't well educated on who to actually go to when it comes to this. People was telling me, well, I just got the information looking up online that I can, report people with identity theft. But how can I report people with identity theft, and they got people in higher places to be able to make it seem like it's not true. What I'm speaking out on is not truth. They hiding it. So in order for me to get help, seem like I would have to actually go outside of my state or go into another country or something like that because of the abuse of power. It doesn't make any sense. Just like I said, it's not everybody. It's not every officer. I have officers in my family, like I said, but these people have been able to do a lot lately, and it's just wrong. They need to sit these people down somewhere, because it's making these people look like jokes. To be honest, the stuff that's coming out about people and things like that, and it's not them who's doing it, but it makes them look bad because of the people who they're allowing to do it. Like, why? This is a whole criminal out here getting away with a lot of criminal activity. Like, why? Why do so many people that's of good always have to go through something? But these criminals is running around like it's okay, and they allowing them to run around like everything is okay, and they can do whatever it is they want to, because they won't sit them down somewhere. Like my family members, man. My family members supposed to been set down somewhere. Like, how can you allow people to do this to their own family member? I don't care what it is. If anything that they inherit or something like that, if they trying to convince a judge that they are crazy and stuff like that and they don't deserve something, put them in jail. Put them in jail. Whatever it is people have done against another person and y'all feel like it wasn't the right thing, do the right thing and put them behind bars. I'm not feeling sorry for these people. Cause they took my whole life away from me, from my children, all that stuff. They set all this stuff up in order for me to fail or look like I have failed. They did all this stuff to me. And I took on a lot, blaming myself and all that stuff like that. I took on a whole lot with blaming myself just for me not to just go out there and just, show my anger in a different way. Excuse me. I took on a lot, and that was the reason why I took on the burdens and stuff like that and made it seem like it was my fault, because I didn't want to go out there doing anything that I wasn't supposed to do, taking matters into my own hand and end up in jail. So I took it on, prayed about it, do my Bible verses, and I keep on going. When things like this happen, ain't much really you can do. It's just wait on God to set those people in those areas to be able to actually see what it is that they need to see in order to help. I have been waiting on somebody just for years, to actually catch on to what has been done when it comes to my situation. But, it just been a while. But he has done so much. I just didn't understand, Lord. I ain't understand this situation or nothing like this on how can people actually do stuff with collaborate on my behalf when it comes to, and they've been doing this for a while, when it comes to jobs and stuff like that, because I guess he wanted to seem like he was the man or something like that. But how are you the man, and if I'm asking you for something, I can't even get it out of you? If I'm asking you for funds, I need to go to the store or something like that to get me some clothes or some shoes. You don't want to do it, so why is you trying to come against me having a job for me to do it for myself? This person been doing this stuff for years behind the scene, him and my family members, for years, because they want me to look like a bum. They want me to look like a bum out here begging, not able to take care of my kids. They've been doing this for years, y'all. And I have just been holding it together, trying to hold it together and not just lash out, because that's exactly what I did want to do. I wanted to lash out, but I couldn't lash out. I couldn't scream. I couldn't do all of these things that I wanted to do, because it won't do nothing but further, make these people believe that, what they was trying to make these people believe. So, I just had to hold it together. Just like I said, I have my moments. I have my times where, I'm not okay. But it'd be okay though, because I pray about it and stuff like that, and just God just send things my way for me to just, calm down, calm down. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this video. Go take a walk. This, that, and the third. So I do those things to keep myself calm, because it have really been a lot what I have been going through. Like seriously, just like I said, people just want to say, "Oh, she don't care about this or she don't care about that. Look at how she's acting. Look how she's acted towards this." These people have told me that people have passed away that hadn't even passed away. These people have made me believe that some people have passed away and they're still here. Like this, you mean to tell me that this is not abuse? And then they try to make it seem like I never did care. Like how? Just for my mama, for an example, my mama been in the hospital. I had known where my mom was for 2 years. Well, I ain't gonna say 2 years. It was more years than that. So I'm thinking that something happened to my mom. The reason why they wouldn't give me the information of where she was and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, maybe they don't want to give me the information because something had happened and they don't want me to know that something had happened with her or whatever. So they're gonna keep on gaslighting me because they protected my feelings. So I went on for years thinking this, y'all. It's done as God true. Went on for years, and then when they finally gave me her number, when they finally gave me her number and her address and stuff like that, that's when the game started. I reached out to my mom, and guess what? They had dismantled her phone. So I said, okay, so they gonna do it like that? I pulled up at her location to see if she was really there. Seen them. My mom was crying, I was about to cry and stuff like that. I was tearing up and stuff like that. She was like, I thought something happened to you. I said, I thought something happened to you. They would not tell me where you was. And me and her started talking and stuff like that, and we was sharing a moment together and all that stuff like that. And she was like that I said, I'm glad that you in this location. This location seemed like it's a better location than the last location, because they was abusing my mom at the last location and stuff. So she was okay at this location that she's at now. But she told me that my sister was over her and all that stuff like that, but she said that she don't understand how she got over her, because my son and my brother and my sister boyfriend is the one who brought her into the facility and just left her there. These people did not care until I started pulling up and spending time with her, going to bingo with her, doing, taking her out, outside and stuff like that so she could see outside, all that stuff. Well, I ain't gonna say take her outside. It was like in the back of the facility where they had to go, because I wish they would have let them sit like on the porch, like on the swing and stuff like that, instead of being out there, because some people like to smoke still. In those facilities, they still like to smoke. I don't like to be around smoke for real. Inhaling that menthol, I don't like to inhale it. So I wish they would have let her, sit on the porch. I never asked them though. It ain't like they would have probably told me no or nothing like that. They could have had a nurse out there too, but I just be wanting to sit out there with her and stuff like that. But I just used to sit in the sit in the facility with her at her in her bed, or just go to bingo with her and stuff like that. And after bingo and stuff like that, spend a little time with her, then I go home. That's how I used to do it. But I told her to give my sister my number and put it in her phone, and told her to give my sister my number. And I also gave it to the lady at the facility named Andrea. I gave it to her for her to give my number to her. I don't know if she gave it to her or not. She probably did try to give it to her, and my sister didn't want it. So I wasn't worried about it or whatever. Anytime I heard her, in the background, I would ask my mom to give her the phone so I could talk to her, and she would always hang up in my face, and that was okay. So I went to other family members to try to get the help that I need and deserve, and that was not that was no good luck in that either, because one family member told me that they was gonna get us together and stuff like that to sit down to see the best thing for us to do when it comes to our mom, but it never did happen. So I wasn't worried about that either. But time I decided to pull back because of the mental abuse, the mental entrapment. That's when they started calling me low down, and I was this and I was that. I gave my number out, to my mom. I gave it out, told her to lock my number in her phone, but I forgot that it'd be family members who be all up in her stuff. So I believe one of those family members got my number or whatever and gave it to my kid's father, or my one of my children. One of them gave it to him. But he ended up getting my number or whatever and calling me out of nowhere. I didn't even know that this was his number. And I made a mistake and called the number trying to see who it was, and his name popped up after he called back. And I was like, oh my goodness. I had to end up changing my number again. So I would not be giving my number out anymore. But I don't want anything to do with this person. This person have done a lot, and I feel like this person's trying to come back into my life to make whatever he have done make sense. He's trying to cover up the things that he have done unjustly when it comes to me, which he wasn't supposed to have been able to do that. Because how could you do your kid's mother this way? You already then tried to take my life away from me, and you gonna do all of this? Like, the nerve of you, the audacity, and for people to follow along with you, the nerve of y'all. Shame on y'all, like seriously. Which I'm pretty sure they don't care, but when they do people like this and stuff like that, and they already know that they have come from trauma and they have been through things growing up and stuff like that, why would you want to pile on thicker things when it comes to situations like this? Why would you want to pile on more on a person? Just like I said, I asked for help, and I guess the help that I was trying to get was from the wrong people. They tell you to reach out to the ones that you're supposed to reach out to, and when I reach out to these people, they make me feel like I should have never reached out to them. Like, I'm like, how? Because I want one person. I want this person. I want justice when it comes to this person and my family members. I asked for that help. In the courts, they told me I couldn't get no help when it comes to my family, but I can get help when it comes to my kid's father. And my court date is approaching, and I've been trying to get a job and stuff like that so I could be able to get to the court date, but they have been making it hard. They have been making it hard, so I won't be able to make it to court, because that's what it is. People trying to stop me from making it to court so I can get the justice served. Like, I wish I did know, somebody that was close and stuff like that, that I could ask, can you drop me off at court or something like that? And I'll just make my way back the best way I know how. I will walk the rest of the way back home. But I don't have nobody to lean on when it comes to this situation. But they have been doing a whole lot of stuff. Like, why? Trying to come against my living quarters and stuff like that. Collaborate on my behalf when it comes to, the rental office and all that stuff like that. They have been doing a lot. Do you hear me? And these people have been behind them and helping them. Like, it's the right thing to do. What if it was you? And I understand you saying, what if it was not? Because it's not me. I understand you have more than me and stuff like that, and you feel like the things that you're doing is the right thing to do. But why? Would you want it to happen to you or one of your children? They don't care. Like this, it's been a lot, y'all, but it's okay. Just like I said, they have people looking at me like I'm weird or something. So I just stay away the best way I know how. I try to do what I can. If I feel like I'm not welcome and stuff like that, I don't try to engage. Like that. I just stay to myself. I do. But it just be a lot sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Just like I said, I try not to express my feelings the way I want to on camera, because just like I said in the last video, people try to say that I'm attention seeking, I want attention, all that stuff like that. But man, all this stuff that I have been through, it take a strong person, like seriously, it take a strong person to get through all of this. But I just want y'all to know that people out there have way bigger problems than you do. You can keep going. Don't hurt yourself. Like seriously, don't hurt yourself or come against yourself just because that's how people want you to look, or that's what people want you to do. Self-sabotage, come against yourself and hate yourself just like they do. But don't do it. You are wonderful. That's why people don't want you to be seen like you need to be seen, because you are wonderful. But I love you. And I want y'all to have a blessed rest of your day. See you later, guys.